Yacht just happened to outplex. Eala is absolutely unprecedented in tennis history. The Filipina sensation has done the impossible. She didn't just win her first WTA title, she destroyed the ranking system. From world number 28 to a career-high number 20, Eala is now knocking on the door of the top 10. But that's not all. Fresh off her Toronto run where she netted 110 ranking points, the tennis world is in shock, as projections now place her as the number 17 seed in Cincinnati. She has defeated 7 top 10 players this season, the most of any player on tour. The 21-year-old is no longer just a rising star, she's a legitimate contender for the biggest titles in the sport. The WTA has never seen a rise this meteoric, and the tennis establishment is absolutely stunned by what this Filipina powerhouse is accomplishing. The tennis world is still struggling to process what Alex Eala has accomplished in just a matter of weeks. When the 21-year-old Filipina arrived in Washington for the Mubadala DC Open, she was ranked number 28 in the world with 1,931 points. No one, absolutely no one, predicted what was about to unfold. Eala didn't just compete. She dominated. She carved through a field that included some of the most dangerous players on tour: Zheng Qinwen, Leylah Fernandez, Alina Svitolina, and former Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka. Each match was a war of attrition, with Eala displaying ice-cold composure under immense pressure. Against Svitolina, she saved 5 set points in the second set tiebreak. Against Osaka, she blasted 35 winners and broke the Japanese star's serve 6 times. Her ground strokes were heavier, her footwork sharper, and her belief absolutely unshakable. But the biggest statement came in the final against world number 3 and top seed Jessica Pegula. Trailing 6-4, 4-3, Eala did the unthinkable. She wrestled control away and never looked back, winning the last 9 games in a row, including a 6-love third set where she dropped just 8 points. The victory handed her the biggest paycheck of her career, $252,000, or 15.3 million pesos. But more importantly, it launched her into the history books as the first Filipino to win a WTA Tour singles title. Her coach, playing an instrumental role, was seen in tears as Eala collapsed to the court in disbelief. The tennis establishment, which had previously dismissed her as just another academy product, was forced to eat its words. The 21-year-old had just beaten the world number 3 without dropping a single game in the final set, a feat that even Grand Slam champions struggle to achieve. The tennis world was officially put on notice. Alex Eala had arrived, and she was here to stay, ready to rewrite every record book in her path. When the latest WTA rankings were released on August 4, the tennis world was left absolutely stunned. Alex Eala had climbed 8 places to a career-high number 20 from number 28. This wasn't just a minor jump, this was a ranking explosion that announced her arrival among the elite. The 500 ranking points she earned in Washington were the biggest single tournament haul of her entire career, boosting her total to an impressive 2,106 ranking points. But here's what makes this even more remarkable. Eala had already tied for the tour lead in top 10 wins this season with 7 victories against the world's best players. Let that sink in. 7 wins over players ranked inside the top 10, more than veterans like Coco Gauff and Elena Rybakina. She had already defeated former world number 1 Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon, and had proven she could beat anyone on any surface, be it hard courts, clay, or grass. This ranking surge marked her biggest rise since February, when she jumped from number 47 to number 31 after reaching the quarterfinals of the Dubai Tennis Championships. But this time, it was different. This time, she wasn't just knocking on the door of the top 20, she was bursting through it with the force of a hurricane. The mathematical breakdown is staggering. She gained 175 net points over the previous year's results, leapfrogging 6 players who held that ranking just weeks ago. Her WTA race points also skyrocketed to 1,878, placing her at a season-best number 14 in the race to the WTA Finals. and making history as the first Filipina to ever reach that elite territory. Across the Philippines, news channels interrupted regular programming to announce her achievement. Social media exploded with millions of posts celebrating this unprecedented milestone. The tennis world is now asking the same question. If she's doing this at 21, what will she accomplish at her peak? Fresh off her historic Washington triumph, Alex Eala carried her momentum straight to the National Bank Open in Toronto, and the city was absolutely electric. Seeded 25th, Eala received a first-round bye, allowing her to begin her campaign directly in the second round. But it was the crowds that truly told the story. Eala-Mania found a higher gear as thousands of Filipino fans packed the stadiums, creating an atmosphere that rivals anything seen on the WTA Tour. The chanting was deafening. Eala-la, Eala-la, echoed through the concrete corridors of the Silby Stadium, giving Eala a palpable home court advantage thousands of miles away from Manila. The Toronto Filipino community turned out in full force, waving Philippine flags and wearing customized Eala shirts, transforming the stands into a sea of red, blue, and yellow. Eala delivered, defeating American Alicia Parks in a thrilling three-set battle, 6-1, 4-6, 6-2, to advance to the third round. She followed that with another victory against a qualifier, extending her winning streak to 7 matches across Washington and Toronto. Each match she played drew bigger crowds, louder cheers, and more attention. Eala was no longer just a rising star. She was a genuine box office attraction. Television ratings in Canada and the Philippines spiked dramatically, forcing broadcasters to dedicate extended airtime to her matches. The momentum was undeniable, the belief was unshakable, and the tennis establishment was beginning to realize they were witnessing something truly special. A player who feeds off energy, thrives under pressure, and delivers when it matters most. Her on-court interviews became viral sensations, where she spoke with eloquence and humility, thanking her Filipino family for their unwavering support. Even the WTA's official social media channels dedicated special features to her, branding her as the breakout star of the North American swing. The Eala-Mania had officially gone global, and Toronto was just the latest city to fall under its spell. Every incredible run must eventually come to an end. And for Alex Eala, that moment came in the round of 16 against Olympic champion Belinda Bencic. The Swiss veteran, ranked number 14, proved too much to handle, defeating Eala 6-4, 6-0, and snapping her 7-match winning streak. But here's what the headlines won't tell you. Despite the defeat, Eala's ranking continued to surge. She netted 110 ranking points in Toronto, which was enough to keep her grip on her career-high rank of number 20 in the next WTA rankings update. Let's analyze the match. Bencic, a former top 5 player and Olympic gold medalist, employed a brilliant tactical masterclass, using heavy slice and drop shots to disrupt Eala's rhythm. While the 6-0 final set looks devastating on paper, Eala actually had break points in 3 of those games but failed to convert. The Swiss veteran's experience shone through, exposing the few remaining gaps in Eala's game. But the loss was not a failure. It was a lesson. She also earned $81,800 or more than $4.9 million for reaching the 4th round. The loss may have ended her tournament, but it did not stop her momentum. Eala's 7-match winning streak had already captured the imagination of the tennis world. She had proven she could compete with the best, beat the best, and thrive on the biggest stages. And the numbers back it up. She now has a remarkable 9-4 win-loss record against top 10 players. In her post-match press conference, Eala showed incredible maturity, stating, "This is just the beginning. I learned more today than in 10 wins." That statement sent chills through the media room because it revealed a champion's mindset, one that treats setbacks as stepping stones. The tennis world is now asking the same question. If she's learning from losses like this at 21, how unstoppable will she be when she refines those weaknesses? The answer is terrifying for her opponents and exhilarating for her fans. The ranking explosion didn't stop in Toronto. It just paused to reload for the next blast. If you think Alex Eala's ranking explosion is over, think again. The 21-year-old Filipina sensation is now projected as the number 17 seed in the Cincinnati Open, the highest seeding of her young career. This is a WTA 1000 event, one of the most prestigious tournaments on the calendar, and Eala has earned a first-round bye alongside the other seeded players. But that's not all. Eala is also making waves in the WTA Finals race. She jumped from number 25 to a season-best number 14 with 1,878 points. Some experts are already predicting she'll break into the top 10 by the end of the season. Andy Roddick has declared Eala the real deal, and former British number 1 Greg Rusedski believes it's only a matter of time before she cracks the top 10. Even tennis legend Pam Shriver commented that Eala's game is perfectly suited for the hard-court season. With the U.S. Open just around the corner, Eala is poised to make even more history. If she performs well in Cincinnati, even just reaching the quarterfinals, she could earn another 215 points, which would mathematically push her to number 17 in the live rankings, just 150 points away from the top 10. The Cincinnati draw could see her face top 5 seeds early, but given her recent record against the elite, no one is betting against her. She's already the first Filipina to reach the top 20, the first Filipino to win a WTA Tour title, and now she's on the brink of the top 10. Her sponsorship value has skyrocketed, with major global brands lining up to sign endorsement deals worth millions. The tennis world is Jonad, the Filipinos are PROU'd, and Alex Eala is just getting started. This is no longer a Cinderella story. This is the rise of a legend who is systematically dismantling every barrier placed before her. The countdown to the top 10 has officially begun, and the entire tennis globe is watching with bated breath. If you enjoyed this latest tennis update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.